Jeffrey Gabriel, founder of saw.com here. For the last 17 years, I've been involved in more than $500 million in domain sales, made it in the Guinness Book of World Records. And today, well, we've got a letter from Ethel in Leesburg, Florida. Let's hear what she has to say. Ethel wants to know why premium domain names cost so damn much. Well, thanks for writing in, Ethel. Premium domain names cost so much because they are scarce, memorable digital real estate. I'm sure you heard that before, but what the heck does that all mean? Well, a strong domain name can give a business an instant credibility and at times an unfair competitive advantage. You don't think so? You think that's a load of BS? Well, let me tell you. Let's talk about a little domain called weather.com. Is the #1 weather website in the United States, and it would not matter if I launched a weather app or a site today on Jeff's Weather or any other weather-related domain name. We would never take the #1 position. And even if weather.com gave inaccurate weather forecasts, it would still be considered the authority #1 in weather. Perfect one-word domains have better recall. People remember short, clear names. That means more direct traffic and fewer lost customers. The domain is short. It's easy to remember, easy to spell. Now, let's try this exercise. Take a look at your keyboard and think about it. Google. Now, that isn't a descriptive domain name or a keyword domain name like weather, but it is very easy to say. It rolls off the tongue, and the positioning of the letters on the keyboard as you type is perfect and easy to type. A premium domain name can provide a company with an immense amount of marketing savings. A great domain can lower the cost of advertising because it is easy to remember, type, say, and share. Also, according to Microsoft's study called Domain Bias in Web Search, which is a phenomenon where people are more apt to click on search results that have a domain that is perceived as trusted or reputable. So what does that mean? It means that in Bing or Google or ChatGPT, the odds of someone clicking on your domain name are much greater if the domain is premium over a non-premium domain name. And that is proven by the Microsoft study called Domain Bias in Web Search. And in reality, in all honesty, I do this in my own life with Amazon. If I'm searching for a pair of sneakers, for example, or a shirt, and I find it on a third-party site that isn't Amazon, but it's $3 or $4 or $5 cheaper, a lot of the times, I'm just going to go buy it on Amazon because it's not worth the hassle or the possibility that it isn't a reputable place. Ultimately, trust has major consequences when it comes to domains, and premium domains create trust. They also give people the word authority. Premium domain can make a company look like the category leader before a customer even visits their site. Now let's go back to weather.com, but it also applies to other one-word and two-word.coms in general or premium domains. The word authority is more meaningful now than ever. LLMs, as in ChatGPT and other AIs, want to get their information from authorities in the subject matter or field. And if you're perceived authority, not just because you have good content, but a premium domain name to back it up, that means something. And if you have a great domain name that people remember, they will tag you and they will mention you as the authority when they hear things, which again further supports your business or your venture or your service as being a leader and an authority in your field. Now, the best analogy I can make is when I was a kid and would travel to New York City and see Times Square. Buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings and signs on top of signs on top of signs. Brick and mortar stores and mail order catalogs was retail and other service offerings. That's just the way it was. Now renting office space in downtown New York City is not as important as it was then. It doesn't have the same cachet as having an address on Park Avenue as we were when I was a child. The foot traffic does not touch what a site like Amazon can get in a minute or a day. It all comes down to your storefront. Instead of paying top dollar for millions of pairs of feet in Times Square to sell your sneakers, companies would rather buy sneakers.com, shoes.com, or a really cool brandable and be able to not only target all the people walking through New York City, but people across the United States and ultimately around the world. That is the power of the right domain name. Great domain name is short, easy to remember, easy to say, easy to share, and instantly tells people what you do. It can increase trust, improve conversions, lower customer confusion, and make marketing a hell of a lot more effective. And that is why the perfect domain can become a serious and almost unfair competitive advantage. And that's why they're so expensive. Weather.com is such a great example. The name is simple, direct, and impossible to misunderstand. You know exactly what you're going to get before you even visit the site. But unfortunately, there's only one. And that's why it's so expensive. And that's what great domains do. They're not just web addresses, they're digital storefronts, brand assets, trust signals, marketing tools, and sometimes the difference from being one of many companies in a category being the company people remember first. So I'm not sure of any other tool, I'm not sure of any other thing that can give a company such an advantage over their competitors as a great domain name. And the right domain names that give people that kind of advantage, that kind of leg up, they cost a lot of money.